Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Rune News. I'm your host, Ryan, and as always, it's bloody good to have you guys here in the audience today. The number one spot for your old school RuneScape content and news found right here at the source. And this week, Jagex has given us an amazing quality of life change for all charged weapons. This includes your Turmeric and Shadows, your charged Trident Stars and the Sang Staff, your Bofa, anything that requires you to physically charge it with runes or shards or any sort of resource. This has been fixed, and it's an amazing update that we voted for a long time ago. It's a long time coming, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how to set it up, how it works, and to ensure that you never withdraw a low or empty charged weapon again from the bank. So without further ado, Jagex has assured us that Sailing Alpha is coming this month. I predict next week they'll make the announcement, and maybe Friday will be the day that we get to test the servers. We'll be testing them right here on King Condor at YouTube, so make sure you come by and check it out. Hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss an update. This is, of course, your number one source for old school RuneScape content and news. My name is Ryan, and I have one question for you guys to answer in the comment section down below today. This weekend, there was RuneFest. They did the Golden Gnomes. The winners of the Golden Gnomes have been announced. Is the person that you voted for one of those winners, or did you vote for someone else? Let me know what you guys think down below. My name is Ryan. You're watching Rune News. Strap the fuck in, boys. Here we go with the Game Jam quality of life charge changes for old school RuneScape on Rune News. Game Jam charges quality of life is the title of this week's update. It's actually quite a small update, very quick, so it won't take long for us to go over. First of all, it is, well, the charges improvements. So there's two things here. One is corruption. When you're corrupting your Bofa or your quiver from the Colosseum, you have to basically fill it to a certain amount. I think with the Bofa, for example, you need 2,000 shards, and then for every 100 charges on the Bofa, it's 100 less shards, or one less shard or some shit. So overall, if it's got 20,000 charges, you only need 1,800 shards. You do the math, you know what I'm talking about. But now they've changed it, so the quiver and the Bofa and weapons like that will now behave like the Arclight going to the Emberlight, meaning if you use 10,000 charges on the Bofa, that will actually consume, will build the progress to corrupting by 100 charges, 100 shards or whatever, like 10%, 5%, whatever it is. So overall, after spending 2,000 shards on the Bofa, using it constantly, it will automatically corrupt for you. Same goes with the quiver. Therefore, you don't need to spend as much time farming and saving up your shards to then auto-corrupt. You can use this gear, and then it will corrupt over time as you spend those points anyway, which is a slower but more methodical method to using this gear. As for maintaining charges, this is the big one. Now, have a look behind me. There's a little diagram. What you want to do is open your bank. Can we reset this? Yeah. So you want to open your bank and see how there's a configure charges option on all your charged weapons now. That's not actually enabled unless you choose the settings option up the top here in the bank, which I think it's about to show now maybe. No, right here. You want to make sure you tick the box bank item options. Have that box ticked. That way, when you pretty much want to right click your charged weapon like the Bofa or the Trident, it will give you an option to set the amount of charges you want that weapon to have when you pull it out of the bank. So you put the Trident in the bank, you choose 2,000 down the bottom here. So now anytime you withdraw the Trident, it will ensure 2,000 charges are in the Trident, pulls it out, and it pulls the resources from your bank, not your inventory. So it might even pull it from your inventory when you put it back in the bank, I'm not sure. However, if you want to make sure that you've always got 2k charges in your Trident or your Shadow, you just pull it out of the bank, your bank will top it up, put it in your inventory. You never have to worry about pulling an empty item out of your bank again. This is a massive change, a quality of life change. Gone are the days of entering TOA and running out of Shadow charges fucking 10 minutes into Akka or some shit. It's done, you've sorted it, problem is now solved. We just have this issue still with things like the Scythe, because the Scythe requires the pull, and you've probably got this issue with, maybe Crystal Armor would do this as well. So you should be fine with most things, unless it is like the Scythe where you have to do it externally from the bank. Pretty much anything that requires charges, you can set it up in the bank, and you're good to fucking go. Massive change. Massive quality of life improvement. This is just the text of basically what I told you. So make sure you do open the bank settings and enable your bank item options. If you turn this option off after you've done it, it will still maintain the settings. So this basically just shows or hides the option in the bank. This doesn't disable or enable the feature. If you turn this option on, then you set your charge limit to 2,000 charges, and then you turn the option off, you will still have your weapon charge when you pull out of the bank. So don't worry if you like your menu where it is. you can always disable it. Jagex actually fucking used their brain with this update for once and actually developed it thinking about almost every aspect. So that's fucking massive. Awesome stuff. It gives you the configure charge option, and then you can set whatever limit you want. You can chat to Hofund, whoever the fuck that is, at the Grand Exchange to set global charge reward threshold. Please note that this threshold applies to all items, whether you own them or not. For items that don't let you reclaim charges, like crystal armor, you won't be able to get them back. Use the global charge at your own risk. Basically, don't use the fucking global charge, because that sounds like a load of shit. This is just a trap, and there's going to be people going, I didn't know. Well, you fucking know now, and if you didn't know because you didn't watch Real News, that's your own fucking fault for being a dickhead. So make sure you let your friends know about this, or don't and watch them suffer, or, even better, tell them about this, but don't tell them they won't get it back. Fuck them over, laugh at them, and then send me the screenshot so we can laugh at them together in Real News next week. That's a challenge for someone there. I'll give a bond to whoever gets the best and funniest reaction of their friend for wasting their fucking time and charges. The bigger the waste, the bigger the bond that you'll receive. Otherwise, moving on, we've got some horseshit mobile tap thing that doesn't exist anymore. Runefest Melody, or Medley, I believe this is Mod Ash going nuts on the fucking violin with someone on the guitar. Huge update, I just died in huge fucking song and announcement on stage for them. So if you want the song, it's there, but otherwise it's just more merch and bullshit propaganda. Other changes is full of shit. Ozworlds has LMS back in action, which means Daddy's getting racist, which is huge for the content, huge for the live streams. And then we're going to now discuss why the Scythe is about to hit max cash stack for the first time for any Mega Rare since their release, after the cooldown of the raid release, of course, in Oldschool Runescape for the first time ever. So stay tuned. After this 30-second update on RuneScape 3, I'm going to give you guys the scoop on how the Scythe will be big. My name is Ryan. You're watching Rune News. This is the Oldschool Runescape update on Rune News. This weekend just gone was RuneFest. We had Oldschool RuneScape and RuneScape 3 content. Anytime RuneScape 3 was mentioned, everyone's chats was going, where's Oldschool RuneScape? Anytime RuneScape 3 was on stage and being talked about, no one was cheering. That's because everyone at RuneFest, everyone here at home, everyone knows that RuneScape 3 is fucking dog shit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Grand Exchange segment for Rune News. My name is Wade Green, and this week on The Biggest Rise, we've got the Nevski Exotics halberd coming in with the greatest THC products available on the market, completely legal, coming out of the UK. Use Condor20 as your code for 20% off in the description down below. Get yourself some juicy THC products today and become a high as fuck cunt tomorrow. Get yourself the Nevski Exotics, proudly supporting King Condor and Rune News through this beautiful month of March. Now, we also have the Noxious Halberd here as the biggest rising weapon of the week, given of course the announcement at RuneFest, where they will be reworking a lot of the drop tables and the way that weapons work, including allowing you to melee Zora with halberds. So this has obviously been a massive increase in price. Obviously it's complete horse shit because meleeing Zora is not going to be a feasible or useful tactic. There'll be a little bit of fun with it involved, of course, maybe a couple of speed run strategies, but at the end of the day, the T-Bow and the Shadow, they're probably going to lift the 50 damage cap at some point too now. It's about that time, Jagex. This price spike is once again proof that it's got nothing to do with botting, nothing to do with bots in the game. It's all about news posts, it's all about excitement, it's all about making announcements or content creators driving up prices, which is why the Noxious Halberd is one of many items lately going up in value. Now, the biggest loss this week is the Twin Flame Staff. The hype is now dying off from the use of the Royal Titans. The next Twin Boss is coming soon. Well, the Duo Boss is coming very soon, which looks exciting. It will be at a much higher level. Twin Flame Staff is a lot of fun, but it's just not endgame practical. Maybe a bit of Fasani's nightmare. Zora doesn't really scratch that endgame itch anymore. Twin Flame Staff is a beautiful weapon, but the hype's dying down. Bots are probably farming the shit out of it now, so we're going to see the price start to plateau out as the use of the item starts to get a little bit lower. The more you progress to the end game, the less you're going to be using this stuff, because at the end of the day, elemental magic is just... it's just shit. And once again, the most valuable traded item of the week is the Scythe of Vitua, being 1.8 bill. Big boy. That's it. We are very close. 300 mil away from hitting that max cash stack, I think. Have I got that right? Something like that, which is huge for a mega rare weapon. And of course, with the Yama announcement coming soon, the release, the logic behind the Delve boss within the third part of Valamor being a melee-based crush demonic monster. They're getting rid of the demonic. We still, as far as we're concerned, it's still melee and crush based. Of course, the Scythe is going to be number one. This weapon should hit max cash stack before the Shadow or the T-Bow easily. Best weapon in the game. Obviously not as impactful when it comes to efficient gameplay, but it's the most fun to fucking swing at someone's head. So make sure you grab your scythe now, because this shit's going to hit the fucking moon within the next few months. It's a guarantee. That's a King Condor Wade Green guarantee, straight from the mouth of Mod Ash itself. Get yourself a scythe now, because it's only going to go fucking up from here. Speaking of going up, is the Mole Slippers back at the 644k mark, and we're looking to see more rise and more potential with this beautiful pair of footwear right here. People were complaining and criticizing. I told you guys, you buy low, now we're getting high, but this is just the beginning. This is going to be the low point within the next few weeks. This is nowhere near the potential of the Mole Slippers hitting a projected 30 fucking mil a pair roundabout this time next year. Mark my fucking words, or unsubscribe. So grab yourself some Mole Slippers today and become a rich cunt tomorrow. My name is Wade Green. I'm a fat cunt, and all of you guys have a good night. Much love from those over here at Rune News. Our first Ironman moment for the week goes to someone called Dead & Co. No clue if they're an Ironman, by the way. However, they have received their third mining pet. By the way, they also have a fishing pet. 1.4 million mining XP, as you can see up in the top corner there. 1.4 mil with 3 pets. Go buy the fucking lotto ticket, mate. That is insane RNG. Now, our second moment goes to a group Ironman, bear in mind, green group Ironman head, known as Kree Ara getting their first Xanat shard drop. Congratulations, big drop. Hopefully it wasn't too heavy on the KC requirement, but nice work, big drop, many more to go though. And finally, we have a juicy PK here by Rob Dog, Slobbert, big slob Rob Dog, big knob slob Rob Dog, getting a 13.1 mil PK. Not sure if this is on his main. It looks like it's from his main, but he's been building a pure lately. Does a lot of PKing in the community. Very good guy. Mr. McSlobnob Rob Dog Hob Dog got himself 13 mil. Juicy loot. Willing to share that with the community, I'm sure, in next week's drop party. My name is Ryan Roan, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen, this week for Rune News. Have a beautiful night. See you all in the live stream tomorrow. Suck a dick. Good night. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy.